You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna ride the foul right out of your mouth.
Paramount's Yellowstone has set fire to the imagination of its viewers since it first debuted in 2018. Set in the modern American West, the show's plot twists, standout performances, and attention to detail has separated it from the pack. Today on Collider, we're going behind the scenes to uncover what makes Yellowstone just so special.
Authenticity is everything. If something's not quite right, I'll start getting phone calls and text messages.
Perhaps Yellowstone's success can be attributed to the show's lived-in quality. The actors are fully convincing as their characters, and that's just not by luck.
Saddle another one. Today you learn to ride.
Every year before shooting a new season, Taylor Sheridan, show creator and runner, sets up a cowboy boot camp outside of his ranch in Dallas to prepare his actors to fully embody their roles and to learn a thing or two about real, down-home, American-style ranching. As Sheridan tells CBS Sunday Morning in an interview, most westerns you've ever seen, it's a bunch of horses in the distance running together, and then you cut to a bunch of actors sitting on fake horses.
Who wants to watch that?
Not Sheridan, and after seeing the results his cowboy camp produces, not us either. But while the idea of cowboy boot camp may sound fun and adventurous, it's actually grueling. The show's stars are up at dawn each morning wrangling and riding horses, practicing rope techniques, and tending to livestock in order to fully feel the grit and dedication inherent to the lifestyles of their characters. Lead actor Luke Grimes tells Entertainment Tonight, "We're sleeping in tents, resting our heads against our saddles. A lot of things went wrong, which made it even more cowboy than it was supposed to be." And what could have possibly gone wrong, you might wonder? Grimes goes on to elaborate. "One of the mules took a tumble, and we lost a lot of our food for one of the nights, so we had to find some. It was good though. It not only built some camaraderie between the cast, but you learned a few things." The star actor admits to at first being uneasy on a horse, ironic considering that his character, Casey Dutton, is a horse trainer. But Grimes found that with time, he not only began to start getting the hang of horseback riding, he started to love it too. Grimes says, "I'll be honest, for the first couple seasons I was still a little nervous getting on a horse, and now I really look forward to it. When this show is over, I'm gonna have to figure out getting some of my own because I'm gonna miss it."
And that allows me to make a better product when I'm filming it. I got happier actors, I got happier horses.
But it's not just actor prep that makes Yellowstone feel so real. It's Sheridan's whole approach to the show. Sheridan insists on real locations. The Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, center of all the family drama and excess, is located in Darby, Montana, and operates as a real ranch. Guests can stay at the ranch and tour its many facilities and surrounding natural wonders. And what about Chief Joseph Ranch, the Crow Reservation? Yep, those are real places too, and they go by the same names as in the show.
They couldn't find a spare, so it definitely means we had to get it right the first time.
The theme is real, real, real when it comes to Yellowstone, and the show's lack of CGI is a further testament to that. High-speed car chases, brawls, shootouts, and explosions. Special effects supervisor Gary Elmendorf leans into old tips and trick ways and away from computers in order to keep things authentic.
Was that you?
Sorry, babe, there was a thing with the tractor.
In an interview, he says, "We fabricate anything the show needs. If it looks like it's physically there, we do." Like that epic cowboy versus biker brawl in Season 3, Rip Wheeler crashes his massive black truck into a line of Harleys to teach the bikers a lesson. That's all real. Well, as real as it gets in Hollywood. Special effects and stunt wizards crashed that big old truck into a line of bikes to create the feeling of real danger, but safely, of course. And all those whizzing bullets and high-speed shootouts, Elmendorf relies on something called an air mortar that contains compressed air in the tank. When the button is initiated, it opens the valve and dumps the air at a high speed, creating the illusion of gun pops and smokes. And Yellowstone certainly knows how to take things to their most explosive. The infamous bomb planted in Beth's office at the end of Season 3 was mostly the result of pyrotechnics and illusion. The bomb itself is a carefully controlled pyrotechnic device that explodes within a small diameter only. But in order to create the image of impact, soft debris is projected all around it, and then later, the room is filled with dust and floating debris.
Looks like flesh and guts and all of that fun stuff.
And where other shows may even depend on special CGI tricks or digital interventions to make gnarly bullet wounds and scratches and scars look more real, special effects makeup artist Abby Steele uses her skilled hand to etch trauma directly onto the Yellowstone actors' bodies. I think we can all agree that when it comes to nicks and scratches, Beth Dutton has definitely seen the worst of the show's characters. A traumatic upbringing full of violence and later an explosion, Beth's body is a canvas that changes and eventually reflects who she will become as a person.
What happened to you?
Same thing that happened to you.
While Steele concedes that every nick, scratch, and bruise reveals something deeper about Beth, there's one in particular that Steele is most proud of, the scar just under Beth's left eye. It had to be slight enough that even with the nuance of her expression, that it would move with her face like a real scar would. And it was one of my favorite pieces because she wore it through the whole season. Steele goes on to say that the scar changed 5 times, changing as Beth does. Lightening, toughening, but always present, serving as a reminder of Beth's resilience and also her pain.
Gotta wear something flashy on stage. Crowd likes it.
Detail escapes no department, and that includes costuming as run by John Netta Boone. It's always important to incorporate a character's journey and their backstory, John Netta tells Country Living. That's really one of my main focuses initially, is to make sure that the costume is translating who the character is before they have an opportunity to speak. Consider John Dutton, the family patriarch. Boone mixes old and new pieces for his wardrobe, signaling John's traditional but relaxed ways, but remaining careful as to not turn him into a fuddy-duddy.
Well, the future of Montana is here.
John Dutton, as played by Kevin Costner, is a ranching man with high political ambitions. A character of contradiction, Dutton shoots for the stars aspirationally, but feels his best in a pair of relaxed jeans and a waxed jacket. But when it came to finally putting the elder Dutton in his country best as he climbed the political ranks, Boone, in fact, deferred to actor Kevin Costner for input. According to Boone, Costner was emphatic. Let's not tailor this finely. Let's make sure that there is some indication of the fit that shows that he's not a fine dresser. And this is where Boone really excels as a costume designer. She not only designs but collaborates with actors to costume Yellowstone's characters, further adding authenticity to the characters and seamless continuity to the show's sprawling story.
You want to suggest to my father that he clear-cut his land, be my guest. You're a braver man than me.
It perhaps comes as no surprise that the natural vistas of Utah and Montana, the primary shooting locations for Yellowstone, are the main characters of the show, as conceded by director of photography Christina Alexandra Voros. In fact, Yellowstone shares more in common with the westerns of the 1970s than it does with TV of today. Voros explains, land is what everyone is fighting for and over and trying to protect, so it's imperative to show that character in all her glory. We pay a lot of attention to time of day and build around it more than I have on other projects.
It's a good thing for the land, but I don't see how it's good for us.
The placid beauty of the land comes into sharp juxtaposition with the show's often long violent sequences that exhibit just what Yellowstone's characters are willing to go through to keep it. Season 4, for example, opens with a nerve-wracking 13-minute sequence of explosions, gunfights, and chasing. And much like Sheridan and the rest of the crew, Voros works with actors to make beautiful, moving images. She says, "I'm always looking for the balance between visual power and giving the actor freedom to make choices. I like to light spaces so that the actors can move in those spaces and not feel entangled by the technical requirements." Perhaps in an age of increasing AI and digital help, audience members are responding to what Yellowstone delivers on in spades: realness, and a kind of creative freedom embodied by the wildness of the beautiful land the Duttons are struggling to hold on to.
I want you to stop it, Ron. You should move it.
From actor prep to effects to wardrobe and camera, Yellowstone delivers on something gritty, lived in, and above anything else, truly Western. Maybe its popularity just shows that audiences are as enamored with old Hollywood ways as they've always been. And maybe great TV is just great film at the end of the day. Stay tuned for more exclusive behind-the-scenes insights into your favorite movies and TV shows, and we'll see you next time on Collider.